Alright, yeah, welcome back to some more Magic Arena, and today we're going to be taking a step into the historic metagame with, I say metagame, we're going to be, you know, playing some Chromatic Black. Let's just get out there and say it. We're playing Chromatic Black. So this deck is built essentially around three cards in particular. Chromatic being the namesake cards, Chromatic Lantern, and now Chromatic Orrery from M21. So both of these cards essentially allow you to generate 5 colors of mana. So they're going to be one of the things. Chromatic Lantern, just turning our lands into 5 color lands without the land types, of course. And then Chromatic Orrery with a passive that says you may spend mana as though it were mana of any color. And it also produces 5, so it's effectively a 2 mana artifact if you can get to 7 mana, which is insane. So, you know, it's like a Mind Stone, but very, very hyper powered. And we use all of that mana that we generate to actually activate Golos, Tireless Pilgrim, 5 mana 3/5. When it enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a land card, put that card onto the battlefield tapped, and then shuffle your library. The real activation here, though, is the Wooburgen 2 to exile the top 3 cards of your library, and you may play them this turn without paying them mana costs. So we can produce 5 colors of mana for a multitude of different reasons. The lands we're going to pick are primarily going to be swamps, of course, but we also have 4 copies of Cabal Stronghold in here as well, which is a land that generates black mana for a 3 and a tap, so essentially 4 mana, to add black for each basic swamp you control. So if you have 5 lands in total, and Cabal Stronghold is one of them, essentially meaning you tap 4 lands and you have 5 in play, you're actually going to generate mana, which in a nutshell says that your swamps produce an extra land type. So it's almost like swamps are forests in a Nissu Shakes the World kind of deck. So we want to be essentially getting to 5 mana with a Cabal Stronghold to ramp out to generate as much mana as we can possibly do. Also got Solemn Simulacrums to find these swamps as well, so we can make that swamp count actually matter. Dread Presence, playing off of those swamps as well. Whenever they enter the battlefield, we produce either a card draw or 2 damage to any target, so it's a nice little bit of removal. As we were mentioning though, because I keep getting sidetracked, we're going to be generating a lot of mana with the Cabal Stronghold, which really works well with the Chromatic Orrery, because we're only going to be able to produce black with the Cabal Stronghold. However, the Orrery says we can spend mana as though it were mana of any color, which means we can use all black mana to activate Golos at the bottom there, so we can exile 3 cards of our library and play them. That can be removal spells in Eliminate and Heartless Act, our early game plays, our late game removal spells in Eat to Extinction to get rid of those planeswalkers that we might not like, that Eliminate won't also do. Or we can find things like Mastermind's Acquisition, and this is going to be the payoff I win the game kind of card. 4 mana, you get to choose one, either search your library for a card and put it into your hand and shuffle your library, or you choose a card from outside the game and put it into your hand, and that's where this deck really shines. And we're going to pull up this screen, because I always forget to do this. Let's full screen it, shall we? If we go to the sideboard, this is our lovely little wish board. You may notice that we're very, very not running black cards, essentially. So, Chromatic Lantern producing the lands colors that we need. We can use Cabal Stronghold to generate the extra mana so that we can play all of these cards off of that. And, you know, the Chromatic Orrery gives us that 5 color mana, so we can play these. Golos activating will make things free as well, by the way, so that's also something to note. But yes, we can basically play whatever we want, so there's really too much to go into as far as this sideboard's concerned. It's just a lot of jank and a few I win the game cards just stacked around in here. I'm going to be trying to play as much of the jank as I possibly can, but sometimes we might be forced into a situation where we just have to I win the game. One of those being Banefire. Red and an X to deal X damage to any target. If X is 5 or more, it cannot be countered, and damage can't be prevented. So if we're producing 1,000,000 mana in the strongholds and we have a Chromatic Lantern, we can produce the red off the Chromatic Lantern, and then the rest of the X can be paid in the black mana, so we don't need the Orrery for that. However, everything else in here just does some pretty stupid stuff. There's an Nyx-Bloom Ancient in here because it's funny. Cabal Stronghold will have its mana doubled, or tripled, sorry. So if it would produce 5 mana, it'll produce 15 instead. That's what Nyx-Bloom Ancient's in here for. It's a win more card. Again, there's some jank in here on purpose. We also have the chromatic lantern we might be missing as well, so we can pull that out of our sideboard if we really want to. We can get one out of the main, but we might want to actually have all three in our deck at some point, or maybe we've worked our way through them. Who knows? Either way, having one to tutor up in our sideboard is just there as a nice little option. I've got Fae of Wishes in here, which might seem a little bit weird. The reason I'm running Fae of Wishes is just because it's another tutor effect. If I've got like Omniscience, then I can Mastermind's Acquisition for a Fae of Wishes. Fae of Wishes can get me 1,000 Year Storm. If I have another activation with the acquisition, then from there I can get the Scholar of Ages, and I can get back Mastermind's Acquisitions and copy Fae of Wishes. It's just a way to storm together spells with 1,000 Year Storm and do something funny with that, like kill all my opponent's lands with casualties, or deck them with an Overflowing Insight. Something along that line. We got answers to all artifacts and enchantments, which I don't have in my deck during today's gameplay, but it was a very bad deck building error on my part, so I'm adding it in now, so it's there. It'll be in the deck list down below as well, but in my gameplay videos today, I don't have it there, and in a few games, I don't know if I will end up including them for time reasons, but one of them was Hondens and Shrines, and I desperately needed this card, and I did not have it, so there is that. Also got Emergency Powers, so we can draw 7 cards, do lots of fun things. We can put a Chromatic Orrery into play and ramp up 5, so this is a 2-mana spell. Things like that. There's just too much good stuff to be done here for me to really go into much further than that. Just enjoy the gameplay. It will explain itself, as hopefully I will do during the matchups. If you do enjoy them, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more content like this in the future. Other than that though, hit the bell so you get notifications when videos go live, and I will see you in the games. This video is brought to you by the generous support of our wonderful patrons and channel members that you see here. If you'd like to support the channel and get access to cool content like sneak peeks, bonus videos, polls on future content, or access to a personal deck critique from myself every month, then hit the join button down below, or check out the Patreon link in the description. With all that said, let's get into the gameplay. Alrighty then, this looks like a good old keeper, so we're gonna sneak it on up. We've got turn 2 Mind Stone, turn 3 Chromatic Lantern, and then we can solemn up some swamps, I guess. Not sure how we want to sequence that. It looks like we're maybe up against the merfolks, so maybe getting down some solemns to block early might be the better play here. We certainly don't need the 5 colors of mana until Golos is down anyway, so yes, seems like it's almost certainly going to be the merfolks. And they've got Zagana in their deck. You don't see that one very often. Alright, fine. Yeah, let's go with a Solemn. Even if they have the Mistbinder, we should be able to block. And we can only get Swamps, so Swamps we shall get. Orrery. And, yep, I'll trade off in a million times over. Draw cards. It's going to be a Dread Presence, which is absolutely awesome and game-winning. Dread Presence. Deal 2 to your Orrery. And play Mind Stone. So we can kill a Lord every time we play a Swamp. Our Solemn is a Swamp. They're going to need to actually protect it a little bit more by maybe going double Lord effect. And then we can maybe do Solemn plus Golos. Maybe something like that. I'll have to see. And then just pass. Alright, well, we've got a Heartless Act as well. So, the blue mana does mean Spell Pierce in a lot of occasions. Could also mean Merfolk Trickster as well. So they'll want to be playing around... We'll want to be playing around that, essentially. Can turn the Dread Presence into someone that doesn't care about swamps, for example. So, to play around all of that, we're just going to go with a Golos and get a Cabal Stronghold. It's not a swamp, so we don't care to trigger. Got the Heartless Act for the Trickster. Yep. I'm going to save the Heartless Act, actually, for a Lord effect. Might as well. Yeah, he's usually like 2 or 3 Spell Pierces in most Merfolk lists, so playing around it's kind of the way to go. Heartless Act and a Shaper's Sanctuary before targeting matters. Let's kill Cumena. Shaper's Sanctuary, eh? Is this a spell or an ability? So they will draw when we dread presence, which is not ideal. So we'll want to probably maybe pivot over to card draw only. Unsure as of yet. Okay, Solemn. So let's play a Solemn. I mean, eventually we'll make them start drawing lands, so maybe it's better just to attack their creatures, because if they can't have creatures, then we don't have to care, right? So let's just, like, kill Merfolk Trickster and let them draw some cards. It's not ideal, but we can do this, into this, into this, grab a Swamp, trigger Dread Presence, kill a Silvergill. Perhaps we want to draw there, I'm not sure, but we have an Golos activation next turn, so I have a hard time seeing how that's not gonna be just totally fine for us. It buys us that time where our opponent could go Lord, and have better creatures than us. If they just don't have creatures, their Lords just don't make much difference. And Cabal's Stronghold is tapping for 4, and then generating 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then we've got 9, 10, 11. So yeah, we can do some Golos stuff, maybe play some more lands, activate some more Golos stuff. Probably maybe 2 activations of Golos, and if we find Mastermind's Acquisition, we probably just win the game. Alrighty then, let's have a look-see. Opponent with an Umori list. It's usually always creatures, but maybe it's shrines. Who knows? We're going to keep this hand. Doesn't do a great deal, but I don't imagine we have to do a great deal against our opponent either. Maybe it's a mutate list. Usually with Umori, it's either mutate creatures or it'll be shrine enchantments. We are in historic, so Hondans are on the list of possible enchantments. So yeah, it's easy enough to fill an entire deck full of them. And do a thing. I don't think they'll do a good thing, but it'll be a thing. Land go. Play something, please, play something, please, thank you, Swamp go. Alright. Next turn, Chromatic Land. Turn after that, Solemn. See where we'll go from there. Godless Shrine makes me think that this is Shrines. Not just because it's called Godless Shrine, but because it's black and white, and those are not mutate colours. I'm about to Yogo my opponent because it doesn't take this long to play cards. Oh, it's humans. Oh, that's right. No fun allowed. Yeah, this is going to be very bad for us. Opponent doesn't know what to take. I mean, there's only one playable card next turn. And they didn't see it. Okay, well, we're going to play that. Chromatic Lantern go. So they want to take my Mastermind's Acquisition so I can't win, but instead they're going to choose to allow me to set up a win instead. We've got Golos next turn, so I can go grab a Cabal Stronghold. And Thalia can't stop me from doing that. Kitesail Freebooter wouldn't matter. If they've got Meddling Mage, they can name Solemn. They might choose to name Chromatic Orrery, I suppose. But again, it's just currently not playable, and I don't plan on playing it, so it's about as useful as Freebooter on Mastermind's Acquisition. I'm sure their argument for taking it is that I can tutor for a board wipe. But, I mean, I don't think I'll have too much trouble for that. And this deck always draws Enforcer into Thalia, so they always have Indestructible on everything. Yep. Another Chromatic Orrery. So we're going to go with the Golos, grab a Cabal Stronghold. It's a decent blocker against what our opponent's already played up until this point. I don't even know if this deck plays removal. I'm pretty sure they just try to tax you out of the game and make you want to quit, rather than actually, you know, just winning the game. I know that whenever I play against humans, I want to quit immediately. It is a miserable experience. I remember seeing it cropping up in Modern and thinking to myself, thank God I don't play Modern, because I would hate to play against this deck. And lo and behold, Historic brings some new cards. I'm just waiting for the Ether Vial and Reflector Mage printings now. Alright, so what's next, opponent? We want a Swamp. That's our big thing. We can get it with a Solemn, but that's not quite the same as Orrery into Solemn. General Kudro. A Lord effect. Sure, so they can hit me for a little bit more now. Uh-huh. Land, please. Thank you. Chromatic Orrery. And then a Solemn Simulacrum to follow up. So now all of our mana is effectively 5 color, so there's a Golos activation in our future. We've also got the Cabal Stronghold ramp as well enabled. So we're in a reasonable spot, a decent block with this Solemn Simulacrum as well. We need to find, at this point, just, I guess, the Mastermind's acquisition or any of our Eliminates or Heartless acts to get it from the freebooter. So we've got a really good chance of drawing some good cards here. Freebooter takes my legendary card that I don't need anymore. Uh-huh. Good stuff. And we might see a little bit of a bigger attack. I mean, that's a free block. Even freer when we go after the General's Enforcer on a double block. We know they're only running creatures, so unless it flashes, you're not a knight, so the knight that gives Death Touch and Lifelink's not going to be relevant. I guess you can sack one to do nothing. But yeah, I'm just going to take this double block a million times over. I don't know what you could have that makes me care. And it looks like they're going to kill the Solemn to let me draw a card, which is ideal. Oh, they got the Dauntless Bodyguard, that is right. Yeah, okay. Couldn't remember if that had actually targeted Freebooter or not. This works just fine anyway. Draw a card, get Dread Presence, sure. It's not exactly the best possible card we could have drawn, but you know, it's a thing. Alright, now we're in a weird spot. Dread Presence on its damage alone doesn't do anything. We do want to play the Swamp to ramp the Stronghold, though. I just don't know whether I want to actually go with Dread Presence at all this turn. It could give me some life, and it's a reasonable blocker. How much is this going to produce? It's going to produce 7. So we're going to have enough Dread Presence, gain some life, activation anyway. I just wonder if double activation's just better, though. Let's see what we can get. Another Golos and a Heartless Act. So let's destroy a Mastermind's acquisitioned up freebooter. Play... Play the free Golos, I guess. Keep the new one, or the old one. Get a Cabal Stronghold. I think we're going into the sideboard with this and grabbing... Alright, can we die next turn? Assuming Golos dies, that's 3, 6, 9, 10, 11. I don't think we can die next turn, so let's set up the win instead. Let's go for the sideboard to grab... Probably mass manipulation. Yeah, let's do mass manipulation. Play Dread Presence. Looks like we would have had enough mana to Dread Presence into Swamp. And we exile... I think it was a Swamp, something like that. Atris, okay. Yeah, we're just going to own this board and they're going to scoop. You can have 2 lands. You usually always pick the 2-card hand with Atris. You always have to wonder, is it better? Are the 2 cards better than that 1 card? Actually, I think the lands probably are better, but it's not going to make a difference. If they pick that, I'm going to mass manipulate their entire hand. Or their entire battlefield. And they're going to be left with nothing regardless. So they actually kind of want to take, I guess, Giant Killer? I don't know. I haven't done the math on whether or not I can own everything my opponent controls here, but I'm pretty sure I can. God, we're going to be the humans deck. Woohoo. And we get to activate the Orrery for, what, a 3-card draw? Something like that. Probably not going to do that, but we'd have blue, black, and white. Alright, so they did take the Giant Killer. They get to exile Mastermind's Acquisition. It's actually a good exile, because Scholar of the Ages has less targets. Has 0 targets currently. And then they'll hit me a little bit, and then I'll make them regret it. Don't waste my time, opponent. I'm going to block with Golos. Time wasted. Do do do. He's the man who attacked when he didn't need to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think we can do it for 6. I'm not even gonna do the math. Just gonna hit this auto pay button and see what happens. Yep, I own the board. Okay. We'll play Dread Presence. And then we'll swing. Who cares about doing the math? It's not for me to do. Alright, victory. Okay, we're in, and this looks fine to me. Treasure Hunt sleeves make me very nervous. Please don't be Treasure Hunt. That would be annoying. I actually played a different deck today for a video. I wasn't confident it was a good deck, but it was a fun deck. And then I went up against Treasure Hunt and lost while doing very little against them. And I thought to myself, the moment that happened, is the deck really worth playing? If it loses to a deck that just plays Treasure Hunt into a Thassa's Oracle and wins, is it worth it? And I said no. I deleted it immediately and moved on with my life. And it's been great ever since. Alright, so our opponent looks to be playing the Merfolk Tribals, which is going to be fine if we can get a Dread Presence activating on the right target. Steep Root Elite, putting counters on Merfolks, makes me a little uncomfortable of that being a reality, but, you know, we've got a shock going on somehow here. Alright, they're going to go with Jungleborn Pioneer. I really want to see them just going all in on that Herald, because I shouldn't really care about it too much at all. So we go Dread Presence, play a Swamp, get to 0.2 damage. We'll go with the Deep Root Elite for now, since it can, now the jig's up, pump the Mistcloaked Herald out of range. And then next turn, we've got the Solemn Simulacrum to hit the Mistbinder by the looks of things. Jade Bearer. Yeah, they're gonna put a counter on the Mistbinder, no doubt. They wouldn't want to make the same mistake twice, would they? No, they wouldn't. Alright, Swamp off the top, please. Taking 9. Oof. swamp off the top. Yes! Okay, 2 damage to the Mistbinder, and then play... I think we're just going to go with Golos, because he's bigger. Grab another swamp. And then 2 damage to this Mistbinder. Sweet, we're at 13, we've got decent blocks, they're almost out of cards, and we got some Mega Ramp coming in. Merfolk Trickster to tap down Golos, sure. And then they're coming all in. Alright, let's get rid of their Hexproof token. We're at 6. Chromatic Orrery. Of all the times for Chromatic Orrery to be good, it's now. Let's see. Let's go with the Chromatic Orrery. Turn every land basically into Wooburg. We can do Solemn into a Swamp, perhaps. Puts us at 8 with 3 blockers. I think that might be okay. If they've got a Lord effect, then they lose a creature, lose a creature, lose a creature. Deal 3 for 5. So yeah, I think we're okay with Solemn here to grab another Swamp. To ping out the unblockable creature. Can't activate, so we'll just empty our hand with a Chromatic Lantern and pass the turn. Yeah, so Lord Effect is the best thing they could do here, and they don't have it. So at this point, we're going to Mega Ramp up Golos, activate until we find some Masterminds acquisitions. Eliminate's very good. Yeah, I'm just going to go straight into the activation here. Actually, maybe we don't want to do that, because we can actually... We can actually draw a Swamp off of Golos. And that would enable it a little bit better. Ooh, Masterminds acquisition. Alright, so now what are we making? 7, 11 mana. Let's go into the sideboard. What can we do with 11 mana that is very, very hilarious? Nyx Bloom Ancient is very, very hilarious. Yeah, let's do Nyx Bloom Ancient. There's a chance that we get blown out here. We probably want to do, like, Mass Manipulation to win, but I'm here to do things that are hilarious, but you won't let me. Okay, fine. We also have an extra 15 mana with this Chromatic Orrery here. So we use our floating mana to play Nyx Bloom Ancient. This produces 15 mana. With the 15 mana, we then activate Golos and see what we draw. We can do it a fair few times. This is 7 mana, so we got 2 activations just there. And then I think there's another activation or 2 hidden in these swamps right here. And yeah, we just keep activating Golos until our board state looks quite chunky. I think we can win off of that. Certainly can hold up, and the Heartless Act and the Eliminate to kill 2 creatures and then have enough to block with. I don't think our opponent can 8 us when we've got 4 blockers to their... let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 attackers. Yeah, they can probably do a max of 2 damage next turn. Pretty sweet. Alrighty then, we have a keepable hand, so we're going to not mulligan it. Turn 2 Heartless Act should hit a fair few things here, so... Get to hold that up into a Chromatic Lantern, into a Solemn, into a Golos. Mono Black Devotion, maybe? Please take the Heartless Act. That's the one card I really want you to take. Everything else I think would pain me slightly. Chromatic Lantern, probably very specifically if we don't draw a land. Which we did, because we're very good at Magic the Gathering. So that would have been our play this turn, but we don't have that, so we just want to dodge more Agonizing Remorses, because they can take us off of playing Solemn next turn, so we basically go land go. But they have the choice now between the Solemn and the Masterminds acquisition, like I do. Do they want me to ramp, or do they want to take the chance that I can ramp into something? And it's going to be the Masterminds acquisition for them, which is, honestly, maybe... the best pick they could have had there. Let's go Solemn. and grab a swamp. We need 5 basic swamps to make the Cabal Strongholds actually produce mana here, so... the Solemn... Oh my god, seriously? The Solemn and the Golos combined will actually allow us to do that. Gonna go after the Heartless Act. Sure. I'm sure whatever you play here I don't care about killing anyway. And it's a Golos. So I think we're just gonna... I think we're gonna go with the Golos. And we want to grab basic swamps over the Cabal Strongholds, since the Strongholds aren't actually producing any mana. They will next turn. So we've got a little bit of ramp. Our swamps are basically going to be like Nissa lands next turn. And we absolutely force you to pay 3 mana here to not lose your knight and draw a card. That is horrendous value. I probably wouldn't have attacked there. But I guess I don't know what's in your hand. If your hand's horrendous, then it makes perfect sense. We will draw an Eat to Extinction. Nice. Alright, so Swamp. I think we'll just play another Solemn, but not like that. I guess it doesn't make any difference, actually. It's probably better the way they tapped it. Weirdly enough. It always highlights both Cabal Strongholds, and I don't know if it plans on tapping them. I really hope that it doesn't. I guess we'll go 1, then Solemn. Grab a Swamp. Activate the other. Actually, can we... Yeah, we'll activate the other. Play this Golos. Keep the old one. And we'll grab a Cabal Stronghold. Swing for 3. Alright. That was some weird mana tapping shenanigans going on there, but we have 1,000,000 mana now. So I really hope that our opponent just kills our Solemn again. Looks like they won't be. Chromatic Lantern. That's a stinger. Just losing our Golos there really stings. But we'll play it out. We'll hold up in this Eat to Extinction. Unsure as to whether or not we want to eat the Knight of the Ebon Legion or just let it kill our Solemn. I guess we probably let it kill our Solemn, because I'm sure they've got a bigger and better creature we'd want to eat. Hardcast Murderous Rider, okay. And yeah, just kill my Solemn, please. Give me card advantage. I'm all for it. Ah, I love Solemn when it's good. Another Swamp. Alright, Mega Mana, please. Give me a payoff. Well... It's not actually a payoff, but it could be. Let's draw cards. It isn't. So we'll just play the Dread Presence and pass with an Eat to Extinction. Opponent goes to 12. I'm sure they have an answer to Dread Presence. We haven't really given them many creatures to kill, and they've used 1 drag to the Underworld. This is Mono Black we're talking about, so... Yeah, it makes sense that they've got a card like that. Alright, we're going to let it go. And we're going to see if our opponent wants to activate the Knight of the Ebon Legion here, because it does need to deal 4 points in order to get that +1/+1 counter. So I'm pretty confident that they're just going to do a tap out here. And then we'll kill it. Happy if they call my bluff. Yeah, sure. No counter for you. And play a Murderous Rider? Sure. Alright, so I think because I need a really good card here, I'm just going to kill Knight of the Ebon Legion. It costs us 1 point. Just for a little bit of information, we definitely do not want to draw that. We didn't really want to draw this, but... You know what? It's another card draw. It's another, like, 6 mana or something like that at this point. Just want that Mastermind's Acquisition, that Golos. Whichever one we can draw. Mind Stones or redraws. We have options. Timoret, Chosen from Death. Okay. I am blocking a Murderous Rider here. You can eat my graveyard if you want. It doesn't particularly matter. The only thing that really matters in our graveyard are instants and sorceries because of Scholar in our sideboard. So if they want to do this and gain some life, that's fine by me. They're going to need a lot of life, though, because if I find Mastermind's Acquisition, that means I find Banefire. And I can pretty much guarantee that I can Banefire them for 15 here. I mean, it actually would be a little bit more because of the lifelink here, but I'm pretty sure I can probably still 20 them just easily enough. And a Chromatic Orrery. Okay, so we're going to go 1, 2, 3, activate, 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 into the sideboard. Got 14, 21, 22 mana to work with. So we can, yeah, we can just Banefire you. I mean, it's not the coolest way to win the game, but it's gonna be the way to win the game. Should we go for Exaxes? I think we should go for Exaxes. 19U. Doesn't appear they can do anything to stop me from Exaxing them here. And, yeah, just win the game. Sweet. Hello, hand. This one's okay. Hello, opponent. Wait for it. Hello, opponent. I'm just checking if they play mono red. If they play mono red, I don't say hello. It's just a personal rule of mine. It's going to be mono black instead, though. Brain Maggot. Non-land card. Help yourself. It's got to have to take Heartless Act. Otherwise, pretty much whatever they take does not matter. Because I'm going to Heartless Act the Brain Maggot to get whatever they get back eventually anyway, so yeah. Now, usually you got to take the removal from your opponent if you're playing something that can be removed by it. We're going to go with our Mind Stone into Chromatic Lantern into Mind Stone next turn, I think. Kite Sail. Alright, well now you got to take Dread Presence. Otherwise I can machine gun down all of your stuff. Yep. Let's see. So we play Cabal Stronghold, so we got that Swamp for Dread Presence. If I played it down now, it would die. So I actually want to go with a Solemn and grab a Swamp. And they need actual Brain Maggot or what's the Theros discard spell? Name a card. Gonna name Dread Presence, okay? You are running Necromentia in your main deck. You don't have any friends, do you? I'll be your friend. I'll be your friend, opponent. I will tolerate your nonsense, at least briefly. Alright, so I guess now that we don't have Dread Presence, we should... This doesn't produce any mana. Well, yeah, we just need to go for Golos and swamp it up, I think. Yeah, swamp it up. We'll pass the turn. We're at 16. We've got Chromatic Lantern, so we can do some Golos activations soon enough. Phyrexian Obliterator. And Eat to Extinction. Good top deck me. Thanks, me. Well, let's go with the Chromatic Lantern. And I'll just eat it now. Save my opponent the effort of thinking that lives. Another land. I'm going to say no, even though it's not a bad draw, to be honest. With Golos next turn. I'm going to say no, because if Golos dies, then we're not really doing anything at all. So I'm not going to rely on him sticking around for very long. And we'll take one again. And, well, we drew a Cabal Stronghold anyway. So let's... I'm curious, does it... It doesn't activate my Cabal Stronghold, it just highlights them all for some reason. Okay, we'll use this 5 mana to activate Golos and see what we can get. So, Solemn grabs a swamp. Can eat to extinction. And this is why you take all the removal, because we can eat to extinction the Brain Maggot, get back the Heartless Act. Definitely put that on top, because we'll win the game next turn. And then we will destroy a creature with no counters on it. We'll get rid of this Kitesail Freebooter, which gives us this Mind Stone we can do something with later. And we'll pass the turn, and I think we'll just win. I think we will just win next turn. Swamp for our opponent. Murderous Rider on Golos, sure. He's done his thing. He has performed better than I would have hoped. So now we're going to go 1, 2, 3. We're going to use... we're not going to use the Cabal Stronghold. No, we are, actually. I'm lying. We're going to activate Cabal Stronghold. Go into our sideboard. Got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 mana to work with. So we'll do... That's a tough one. Could go Scholar. What's our graveyard look like at the moment? It would be removal and a Mastermind's Acquisition for the Scholar. And then we could Mastermind's Acquisition again, and we'd only be susceptible to our opponent having actual removal. Yeah, let's do Scholar. Play Scholar. Scholar, Mastermind's Acquisition, and Heartless Act. Play Mind Stone, hold up, and Heartless Act. Since all of their removal seems to be very much based around permanence. Lockthwain. I don't know why I'm slow rolling my opponent. I'm sure I could have picked an actual I win the game card, but where's the fun in that? Fiend Artisan is dead, and you know it. Goodbye, Fiend Artisan. Alright. Time to win the game. There's a Golos. 1, 2, 3... Stronghold, Stronghold, Acquisition, Sideboard, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 mana to work with. Let's go with... I mean, we have Nyx Bloom Ancient and Golos. That's pretty funny. 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3... Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Why not? There's Nyx Bloom Ancient. Play Golos. Grab another Cabal Stronghold. Yeah, sure, whatever. I really don't mind. I am honestly just kind of BMing with the poor players at this point. But I don't mind. Don't mind at all. We'll get in with the Scholar because it can block. It can't be blocked in a nice way. We're going to 1-for-1 our opponent. We got 2 good blockers with Solemn anyway to find the good cards. I could actually wait out my opponent until Phyrexian Arena kills them. That's a possibility. I'm sure it's doable. Cause them to deck themselves. I'll just have to hold answers to Phyrexian Obliterator. Sure, I'll draw a card. Yep, sure. Give me the cards. Yep, I like that card. No! Okay, fine. I'll just draw removal. We draw a swamp. Okay, so... Stronghold. Stronghold. Actually, we should only do 1 Stronghold. I keep doing this. We should do 1 Stronghold because Golos can hit Solemn Simulacrum. Which means the Strongholds produce more mana. We can also hit Golos Tireless Pilgrim as well. He is very tireless. As you can see, he's doing absolute heavy lifting at this point. We will grab a Cabal Stronghold. We will then activate another Cabal Stronghold, keeping on going. We've got Chromatic Orrery and Eliminate that we could get a Chromatic Orrery back with as well, but we don't care. Then we can activate again. 3 swamps in a row is pretty upsetting, but you know what? It's fine. And we'll get rid of Knight of the Ebon Legion, I guess. Alright, and then just throw you under the bus, because we can. There we go. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Pass the turn. What can you draw now, opponent? Well, what gets you out of this one? Land. Yeah, okay. That's fine. Don't really care. I'll just take the time to draw a card with Chromatic Orrery. I'm going to lose on purpose at this rate, aren't I? Let's draw with 1 Mind Stone. Put my opponent out of their misery as soon as I find one of those Masterminds acquisitions. It's gonna be a Solemn, okay. And a Lantern. Alright, so Solemn. Grab a Swamp. Let's use that floating mana to crack a Mind Stone. Heartless Act. Sure. Can hold that for a while. Let's Mind Stone. I might have wanted to draw that on that Mind Stone game, but that's fine. Not everyone gets to play the cards they're supposed to play in the right order. Then again, I'm kind of doing it on purpose myself, so maybe the game's just trying to play along, I don't know. Alright, you draw a card. Did you have a random... I swear I just saw like a Nyx full art land in that pile. They've got different arts in here. It wouldn't surprise me if they did. Kite Sail Freebooter. Sure. Good luck, opponent. Enjoy the greatness that is my hand. Which one will you take? A Heartless Act. That's a good one. Massacre Worm. Also a good one. We will draw some cards. Alright. So, I'm going to eliminate Freebooty. I'm going to draw 2 cards, by the way. We're going to Heartless Act the Murderous Rider. Going to take a fair bit of damage here. Draw 2. Lose 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, sure. Uh-huh. Oh, Heartless Act. We're going to lose a little bit less. Kill Massacre Worm, because I'm a little nervous about that being around, admittedly. Sure. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. Draw. This is what I get for tempting fate. Alright, I can kill Chupacabra with that. Mm-hmm. Or, yeah, that's disturbing. That's 4 mana. Yeah, that's right. Go down to 3. I'm gonna lose. I'm gonna lose. Oh, dear. Oh, I deserve it. Absolutely deserve it. Uh-huh. We had so many chances to win, and I threw them all under the bus for the lulz. Alright, what do we draw? Oh, we win. Okay. I'm sure my opponent's not too happy about that, but yes, we win. 3. There we go. There we go. There we go. Sideboard. Be mad at me, chat. You should be mad at me. So it's 26. I don't really care. It's what, 30? 30 something? I don't know. Yeah. That'll do. That'll do. Sorry, Ghost of Shrimpmas. I know I slow rolled you, but I don't know. I feel like it made for some more entertaining content, if not a little bit tilt-inducing for how close we got to losing. Oh dear. Yeah, this deck's fun. It's not particularly good, but it did well today, actually. I'm not gonna lie, it did really well today. So well, in fact, that I decided to not win on several occasions and just keep picking apart at my opponent until they almost won, admittedly. They kept drawing really good answers, so props to them for getting the answers to Golos and all of that stuff, and actually almost killing me, but wasn't good enough, because this deck's sweet. I don't know. Alright guys, well if you enjoyed most, at least all of the gameplay, appreciate if you hit that like button. If you didn't enjoy what I did last game, totally appreciate the dislike button. It helps out the channel either way, so, you know, dislike all you like. Yeah. We'll be back tomorrow, I think, for some more Magic Arena. Don't know what we're going to be playing, though. It's going to be a mystery. Maybe some Brawl. Maybe more Historic. Who knows? It's going to be a mystery. Alright, guys. Take care.